of DFW's perennial powers, Arlington Martin had their season end after the first week of the playoffs. By their standards, it was an early exit. The Warriors still consider their season a success, though. That's because of a new program that all Arlington schools have adopted that has changed lives. Our North Texas Honda Dealers Inside Story tells us how sometimes with great tragedy comes great change. Carl Wilson grew up fast. He was a sophomore with an adult's amount of responsibility when he joined the Warriors.
He had a lot on his plate. You know, he was a young father. He was working, did not live with his parents, was living on his own, and really had more on his plate at 16 years old than I did at 43 years old.
Football was Carl's escape, his outlet to feel like a normal high schooler.
We adored him. Everybody around loved him. He was one of those guys that didn't matter if you were in the band or the science club or a football player or just your average student. He got along great with everybody, and unfortunately, you know, found himself at the wrong place at the wrong time.
And after a few short words, that's when officers say one of the members pulled out a gun and shot Wilson 3 times before running away.
He was like another brother to me.
Wilson's murder sent shockwaves through the Arlington community. It prompted a serious and sensitive conversation towards change.
I had an opportunity to meet with Chief Will Johnson, the police chief here in Arlington, and in our very first conversation, at some point, I told him that we have kids that are in our program that are afraid of the police, and not afraid of the police the way that I think most people think, afraid of the police in regards to a lack of trust.
That conversation sparked the blueprint for a program called Coach 5-0. Each Arlington ISD football program now has a police officer who serves as the team liaison and mentor. Martin's police officer is Detective Brian Jones.
I was initially asked by one of my supervisors last September of 2015, I believe, and I jumped at the chance to do it.
When we met Detective Jones, and he came at 10:45 on a Monday, you know, I introduced him to the rest of the guys, and then I told him on 10:45 on Mondays, we like to pump it up.
They're just hanging out, so they know Brian Jones and not Detective Jones. So when we have something happen in our city, they have a good relationship established with the police department where we don't have a lot of civil unrest because they know individual officers. They have a good contact with an officer, they go back and tell their family and friends, and that's how you change the climate in the country.
Not many people get to live beside a cop and be like, yeah, I know him. He's our guy, and he's over here working with us and keeping us motivated and lifted, so it's a great feeling. It
has been very instrumental in changing the perception of the police, because he is one, and we know him, and we know what he's all about, and I think that has broken down some barriers that our country is struggling through right now.
Not only is he a workout warrior, he's at every game, home or away.
Go, George. Go, Joe.
Plus, Detective Jones actively checks up on the players. He's gaining trust and building relationships that will last beyond football season.
That's good, that's good. Make sure we finish this first semester strong. A lot of it's encouragement, praise. I'm not going to beat them up or discipline, just give them some good love on these kids as far as good encouragement and good direction where they need to go. Everybody's
talking about the problem, and so few are talking about the solution. The solution's right here. It's happening every day, and everybody wins. You know, Detective Jones loves it. The police department loves it. Our coaching staff loves it. The parents love it. The kids love it. No one loses in this program. We'll never know truly what his impact is until 15, 20 years down the road, but I can see it. I mean, I can see the changes that are being made on a daily basis.
That's a terrific program, and it really strengthened the relationship between the police department and the Arlington community. Well done.